Hello Racing Club, here is your long overdue update on the stable. While I was at Del Mar, I didn't have my big computer with all my email lists and my editing program and so on, and I thought I could get by without it, and I couldn't. So here we go. Let's start with Wicked Desire. She is getting light work right at the moment. She was on a sulfa drug for the mucus and throat inflammation that she had during her last two races. We thought we had the inflammation taken care of with the very expensive antibiotic Genicin. It didn't work, and so we did a culture to find out what the bacteria was going to be sensitive to, and turned out to be a very inexpensive treatment. So we're going to get back to work here in a few more days. She's just taking it easy, but she's doing really well, eating good, ornery as ever. Took a swipe at Alex, her exercise rider, this morning and just missed his thigh with her hind foot. We plan to be racing Wicked Desire sometime during October during the Santa Anita race meet that's leading up to the Breeders' Cup at the end of the month. She's maturing into a really beautiful filly. She's got great form, great stride. I expect really big things from this filly. We've just got to get all the little issues dealt with. You got to remember, she's been in training since last October. That's virtually a year ago, and hasn't really had a break since then. So she's due for a little R&R, and she's getting it now. We're not going to ship her out to a farm or anything, but she's walking through this week, and then she'll go back to a little bit of jogging, galloping, and then we'll start breezing again, preparing for a race. But you know, it's a lot of wear and tear on these horses. People think, oh, it's just been a couple races. Well, no, it's been a lot of basic training leading up to that. But you can take a look at this video here. She just looks terrific. Speaking of Breeders' Cup, we are going to have a new neighbor for a few weeks through the Breeders' Cup races, and that horse that's moving into the barn across from us is Arcangelo, the horse that won the Belmont Stakes. So since he's really excited about seeing him, I am too. I can't wait to see this horse up close. I imagine he'll do a little grazing on our patch of grass in front of our barn. But we'll see. It'll be great. I'll get some pictures of him, and you guys will get to see him up close and personal. The force is back to work. We're taking this week to just let her get used to this surface. It's a new surface to her after her time off. And on Monday she'll start galloping. We're just jogging now. She'll be ready to run when the Santa Anita winter race meets start, which is the day after Christmas. And she's no longer a maiden, so we can't go in maiden races. She'll be going into what we call a first condition race for horses that have won a maiden race. So it's a fairly high level of competition, and I expect her to do really well. Looking forward to this coming year and running in some top races with your filly. So I'll be quiet and let you just enjoy watching your filly work a little bit. Well, it's feed time this morning at 10 o'clock, and Sparky cannot wait to get into her feed. She loves this this ration that she gets. She's eating more than any other horse in the barn, and we're making gains with her weight. So this is a big deal. She's never eaten this well before in her entire life, so we're really pleased with the progress.
Can't get it in her mouth fast enough.
So considering how much she's eating, which is an enormous amount, she should be gaining weight faster, I believe. So tomorrow, Monday morning, I'll be talking to Dr. Birch, our vet, about changing the worming program, because she may have a problem with parasites that we're not catching with our routine program. And we want to do everything possible to get this filly in top condition. She's got a race coming up a week from today. Another issue we have to deal with Sparky is her skin. She's got very sensitive skin. She's got a very fine coat of hair. And we found that, especially in the environment of Del Mar, where it was very humid and warm, her skin was really sensitive. She was always getting little rashes and bug bites and little welts and things. And she's gotten over that to a large extent since we've been back at Santa Anita, but not entirely. And we found that she didn't want to go to the racetrack, I believe, because her skin was so sensitive and it was so irritated. The saddle was bothering her. So we just send her with the lead pony. No rider, no tack, no saddle or anything like that. And she's been doing fantastically well. She's been very, very aggressive. She's feeling great. And she's just using the rider for fast workouts, usually from the starting gate, and for the race. Sparky's back in action at Santa Anita. She just came off the track from her little gallop with the pony. She's feeling great. She's eating more feed than she has ever eaten in her life. So we're working on getting the weight onto her. And so far, pretty successful. She's gaining weight. Tom, can you hold her up for just a minute? So if you look at her from the back, instead of flat across from the spine to the point of the pelvis, she's getting some roundness there that she didn't have 2 weeks ago. So we're gaining weight in all the right places. That's muscle she's building. And I think that's been a factor in her performance, is that her energy levels are low because she wasn't eating enough. Now she's eating tremendously. She's eating more feed per day than any other horse in the barn. So that's really a great help. Okay. We've got a race coming up October 1st. It's 1 mile on the dirt. It's a $22,000 maiden claiming race. And the competition should be easy. There's no such thing as an easy race, but it'll be easier than the other races she was in. And we can run her in this race. I don't think anyone's going to claim her after a 2-year layoff. So we'll see how she performs and we'll go from there. There's a big advantage to running in a claiming race like that, because if she doesn't get claimed, then we can run her in a protected race. They're called starter races. And in those races, a horse has to run for a claiming price to be eligible to enter into these starter races, which are non-claiming events. So it's a good strategic move. Well, that brings us up to date, and I will post another video later in the week. And I'll try my best to keep you guys informed and answer whatever questions you might have. Talk to you later.